Bruce, help us understand the stakes here for Starlink. How much of a footprint do they have in Canada versus other customers?
Starlink has a big market in Canada. Canada is their largest market outside of the United States. They have about 500,000 subscribers in Canada. In many ways, it's a perfect market for Starlink. Really big country, lots of remote areas where there's no fiber connection, no other terrestrial link for internet for people to use. So a lot of people want to use Starlink satellites. A bunch of provincial governments have had or have been talking with SpaceX about deals to have Starlink available to provide access in remote and rural areas. Some of those are now at risk as Canadians are angry about the US, the tariffs, and Elon Musk's role in the Trump administration.
But there is such dependence. You speak to individuals who, yes, feel deeply angered, but ultimately, if they're going to get any access to the internet, they've got to stick with Starlink. Where's the competitors?
That is a big dilemma for some people. You might have some patriotic Canadians who want to, support their country in what seems to be a trade war with the U.S. by shunning U.S. products. But shunning Starlink is difficult for a lot of people because what are you going to turn to? Starlink is by far the market-leading satellite internet service for low Earth orbit satellites, which is the preferred kind if you want to have really fast internet connections. And there just aren't options available for people at the moment. Telesat, for instance, a big Canadian company, has plans to have a low Earth orbit network in place, but they're still several years off from having that ready. Amazon has plans for Project Kuiper, which is a Starlink alternative. Again, they're not ready. There is a European company, OneWeb, which is based in London, owned by Eutelsat, which is based in Paris. So they have a satellite network available. They don't do retail the way that Starlink does. They don't go direct to consumers. So there just aren't a whole lot of options for Canadians who want to sever their links with Starlink. That said, the one thing to keep in mind is there are governments that have said they're doing things. So the other day, after the tariffs took effect, Premier Doug Ford of Ontario, the country's largest province, said that they were tearing up their contract that they had just announced last year with Starlink to provide internet access to rural and remote areas of the province.